Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Overwatch Coach. Today we've got an Ana player to VOD review. Let's see, what do they say here? Game notes. I am in Silver 4 and I was in Gold 5 last season. I do feel I could be a higher rank, but I also feel like I'm also holding myself back with how I play. So any tips would be amazing. Some issues I feel I have been positioning, as well as the fact I reload every couple of shots. I had decent aim. I did, however, have 140 ping average that game. Yikes. I feel this game best shows my faults and my good things as well. Any review would be awesome. This is my first ever VOD review. Thank you and have a good night. All right, so let's get into what we're looking at here. So, this is our Ana player. So to do a quick team comp assessment, this team comp's kind of all over the place, if I'm being honest. I think your Sigma is going to struggle a little bit against your Doomfist. However, their Doomfist isn't really going to get a lot of healing coming their way, so that'll be interesting. Zen should not be played right now. This is a terrible pick. Don't pick Zen. He just does not exist in season 2 of Overwatch 2. He should not exist. As far as you go with nanoing, I don't see obvious nano targets. You don't really want a nano Junkrat because he's not a consistent damage dealer. Sojourn could be alright. Sigma could be alright. You don't want a nano Kiriko. So basically, I'm looking for one of these two to get it. Junkrat maybe in a weird situational pinch maybe gets it, but for the most part, these two should be your nano targets. Yeah, I don't know. This will be kind of a weird game to watch just based off of what the enemy's going to be doing for healing. Honestly, like, you'd almost like to see the player that's playing Zen get traded for their Kiriko, and this could all start making a little bit more sense. But anyway, let's get into the VOD here, and let's see what we're up against. So, I'm betting the Doomfist is going to be punishing you a bit. But maybe you'll get some good sleeps. I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, so, oops, shoot, I did. So yeah, I mean, we already see the one mistake you pointed out on the reloading way too quick. I would have liked to have seen you heal the Junkrat there. Like, right there, your Sigma's in trouble. Okay, you get him back up. Okay, good anti. Throwing that into the enemy, that's the right move there. Heal your DPS, though. You're struggling to heal your DPS. I said this in another VOD review for a different Ana player. Don't be afraid to scope to land the shot. If you're hip firing and you keep missing your DPS, just scope in. No shame in using the scope. It's there. Use it. Yeah, so you reloaded. You had, I think you had ammo still.
Objective unlocked.
Well, down to 4 shots. It's getting a little low, but still, you had 4 shots. That Junkrat didn't need to die. Yeah, good kill on the Doomfist. Honestly, right here would have been a good scope opportunity, I feel like.
The robot is with us. Onward to the barricade.
Inbound with cargo.
So at this point, what I would like to see is, now that you, well, first of all, now that you see there's a Zen kind of pre-firing in your general direction, play back a little bit. You push the robot and everybody else moves up. That's what I'd like to see here. Start taking, having your teammates take space. You snipe back from where the robot is and keep it moving, because the robot does not go faster with more people on it. It just doesn't. I feel like everybody should know that by now. I don't know if everybody does or not, but like your Kiriko should move up. The rest of your team's kind of doing what I would want them to do, but your Kiriko should move up too.
We're not done yet.
So I probably would have went for the sleep first, not the anti. And then, so ideally what I would have liked to have seen is the Doomfist lands, you're here, you sleep him, and then you ping it, call it out, your team kind of surrounds the Doomfist, you do a quick countdown, you wake him up with your nade, and then everybody just starts, you know, beating the crap out of him.
All things are in order.
Barricades moving.
But you will run into this problem a lot in this season, especially as an Ana player. That Doomfist, you're going to hate Doomfist by the end of this season, if you don't already. You probably already do, but Doomfist is going to be the bane of your existence if you want to play Ana a lot this season.
Stand up straight. What's up?
So yeah, I like this positioning for the most part. Just kind of stay back, stay out of harm's way, heal your tank.
They took the robot from us. Be careful.
Okay, now at this point, just get out. I would have saved that sleep dart. You're asking a little much from that sleep dart. I would just get out here. If anything, maybe just anti. Because then they might think twice about engaging. Yeah, keep moving back. You're not back enough. You should be going like right here, like where your Kiriko went is actually good. But yeah, you should go like right here. This is the spot you should be falling back to. I mean, you could keep going back where you're at too, I suppose, but really where the Kiriko is best. Because yeah, now you're starting to take some damage. You just wasted a nade that you didn't need to use if you would have been in a better spot. Your Junkrat's not really getting a lot of heals his way. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, so accuracy on the sleep dart looks like it needs to improve. Custom games, probably going to be your best bet for that. Nanoing Sigma there's okay. Okay, there you go. There's a good sleep. You did say you had high ping in this game too, so landing sleeps can be difficult enough as it is, and then if you're dealing with high ping, that's not going to make things any better. Yeah, so in a case like this where you're kind of like playing catch up, just pay attention to who's taking damage and top them off. You want to, you're the main heals in this situation, and if you're not healing enough, you might let your Kiriko turn into a heal bot, and a good example of that would be the Kiriko VOD review from the day before this one. But you want to be enabling, like, playing support is all about enabling your teammates to be the best that they can be. And Kiriko at her best is dealing damage and healing. And a lot of Kirikos, especially in lower ranks, heal bot. And when they're heal botting, they might as well just be playing Mercy, because like half of her kit's just not being used at that point, or almost half of it, third of it, maybe, I don't know, however you want to look at it. But so like there, if you heal the Junkrat and he moves up and everybody's topped off, she has no reason to not be throwing out her damage and trying to maybe land headshots, because headshots are 120 for a Kiriko. So yeah, so you were you gotta, I'd be focused a little bit more on the healing there. Now that your team has basically been caught up on healing, this is where you could start like DPSing the Doomfist a couple. You probably could get 2 shots off on that Doomfist before you got to start healing again. Yeah, don't throw that when the Doomfist is blocking. You still anti'd the soldier, which is alright, but you could have gotten more value out of that if you just waited a second or two. Okay, good kill on the soldier. Good sleep, too. Just top off your Sigma and your Junkrat. So your Junkrat's not getting healed much. I'm just gonna say that. Like, if you find DPS are kind of getting on you on your Ana games, I think this would be a good example. Like, if I was that Junkrat, I'd be getting a little frustrated just because, like, these are situations where he should be getting healed and he's not. It's a good anti on the Doomfist, though. Okay. Back up, because you... Okay. Wait, you're pushing it back. Alright, never mind, you're good.
What's up?
Your team is close. We're almost past
Ooh,
them.
you got the Lucio. The only issue I have with that nade, that it was kind of a good nade because I don't know how you knew the Lucio was there. However, it's so there's no team fight yet, and there's nobody to engage that Lucio to punish them when they're anti'd. That it's kind of a useless nade. It's almost like a trick shot nade. But that's the only issue I got with that one. It just didn't do anything. Like, if you had it like right now, you could get both the Lucio and the Doomfist, and there's people here to actually do damage to him. Yeah, I was just about to say that's an easy sleep target while he's charging up in that narrow alley path between the robot and wall. So good job on that sleep. Good anti. Your Junkrat needs heals again. That time you ignored it. You just said, no, I'm not healing you. I'm going to go for the tank instead. That should have been to the Junkrat first. Trust your other healer who was already looking at the tank to do their job too. That's a situation where you just get the Junkrat going, let her heal, let Kiriko heal the Sigma. You're both close to ult, so it's fine to let your other support get their ult. In that circumstance. Getting stiff. Good sleep. Unfortunate that somebody woke him up right away. Yep, good kill. Now the Zen. That Zen's playing too far up. Okay, that's a wasted trance. Good anti. Now the trance is really wasted.
Get in there.
Where did you reload at? At 11? Yeah, that's way too early to reload. You are like, you know the problem already on this, so I won't harp on it too much, but you reloaded at 11 there. You could have easily managed that a little bit more. And maybe even avoided that nano. Yeah, that Sigma should have been a little bit better at managing his shield there. So, yeah, I think that nano could have waited a little bit. I think if you would have kind of ducked into this area, that could have been a good play for you as well to kind of get away from the Rhine, because you weren't frontlining the Rhine, but you were pretty close to doing it. And Sigma against Reinhardt is a tricky matchup. You can make it work, but it's not the easiest. In terms of the Sigma against the Rhine, but typically speaking, the Rhine should be winning that. Especially if he's got a Lucio with him. If he doesn't have the Lucio, it might be a little different, but... I'm a little surprised that they're still running the Zen Lucio. I don't know why they're doing that.
They're taking the robot.
I would have assumed by now somebody would have swapped. Specifically the Zen. So you're frontlining right now. Get out. Okay, good. Good sleep, but probably just leave that guy slept. Because you are way too far up right now. Good dodging, though. That was good dodge. Bad nade. That was a panic nade. You weren't really looking at where they actually were.
Don't fret. I see this robot really knows how to walk.
Your Junkrat needs healing again. I think Kiriko got him though. Good punch. Yeah, I think Kiriko's just on the Junkrat, and then that's fine. Good nade. Yep, very good.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Why are you having so much? Well, maybe it's your ping. Junkrat's an easy target to hit, so I don't totally get why you're having trouble hitting this Junkrat, unless it's a ping thing.
I can try to fight alone.
No one can hide.
Little delayed on that punch. That punch could have came out a little sooner. Somebody's got to push the robot. Yeah.
Let's get going.
Yeah, that was the correct move. You're pretty much the one to be on robot detail here. Once the robot lands on that little objective, though, you could have moved up for like 5 to 10 seconds and then gone back to the robot. You didn't seem like you were anticipating that. But yeah, the robot, he takes like a little break when he hits that waypoint. Oh, good good sleep too. Nice. So here you could be reloading. A little surprised you didn't throw an anti at that bastion.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Alright, so... Alright, in my last Kiriko VOD review, I pointed out in Ana that their Kiriko was playing with that did not have Nano confirm on. And it looks like you are in the same boat as the Ana from the last VOD review on the Kiriko. Unless you were like really, unless you were purposefully trying to nano boost Kiriko, I don't think you were though. Put your nano confirm on. Go into the options, go into the hero settings, pick Ana, and there will be a setting in there for nano confirm. And what that means is when you hit your Q, say you were trying to get the Junkrat, or say you hit Junkrat, but you were trying to get Kiriko, just for sake of example, a menu comes up and it'll be the hero portrait and it'll say, this is your mouse, and it'll say, click here or click here, and clicking here would be to cancel, clicking here would be to nano, and it's your nano confirm. Turn that on immediately. The second you're done watching this, go into your settings and turn that on so that this does not happen to you ever again. Because I'm fairly positive you were not trying to nano Kiriko. Your nanos need to hit every target that you are trying to hit 100% of the time. This should never happen now that nano confirm is in the game. This just should not happen. You're frontlining right now. Get back. Get behind the robot. What are you doing? Yeah, I get that this game's almost over and it's a little bit of a steamroll, but don't get into those kind of habits because a better Bastion would have likely killed you there. But anyway, so it was a little bit of a steamroll. Honestly, I think this game was a steamroll because the enemy support was a terrible team comp. It was literally the worst team comp of supports that you could possibly be. Zen Lucio is absolutely terrible, mainly because of the Zen. But with that being said, one, your reloads, that's an easy one. So I'll just make that number 1. 2, nano, confirm, turn that on immediately. And honestly, I'm struggling to come up with your aim, I suppose. Aim, DPS, heal. That Junkrat, you were struggling to hit the Junkrat. That might be ping related. Hard to say, since I don't really know. Like, are you normally playing at that high of a ping? Because if so, then maybe you should be used to it by now. But if you're not, then maybe this just isn't the best VOD review to be doing. It's hard for me to say without more context to something like that. But your Junkrat needed more healing throughout a lot of that game. So be a little bit more aware of your DPS, and prioritize them a bit more. Depending on what your co-healer is for a target, like say for example you're playing with a Mercy, then in that case how you healed would have been more acceptable because the Mercy would be pocketing the DPS. But when it's Kiriko, it's a little bit more open to just whoever can get the heals off heals. And there were definitely times where you just looked at the Junkrat and just kind of prioritized the tank or something. And again, if you were playing with like a Mercy or a Zen, although I hope you don't play with any Zens for this season until he gets reworked. But, you know, like a Zen would be more in charge of healing the DPS, a Brig, that kind of a thing. So I hope this was helpful. This is going to be a little bit more of a shorter one, but that's all right. It was kind of a quicker game too. So I hope you found this helpful, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.